Kinds of business and forms of business ang discussion natin for today. Okay, so discussion natin for this video is about the kinds of business, mainly trading, manufacturing, saka servicing. And then we also have the forms of business, yung sole proprietorship, partnership, saka corporation, and then a bit of information then about cooperatives. Okay, so first off, we have the kinds of business, although natouch na natin ito in previous discussion, pero i-explain ulit natin. So meron tayong tinatawag na trading or merchandising. Dito ang operation ng business is they buy goods or merchandise na tinatawag or inventory or products. Tapos, binibenta nila at a price higher than the purchase cost. Okay? So, ito yung nilalagay ng markup or yung tinatawag natin na patong para magkaroon sila ng kita or profit. Okay? Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng ibenta nila yung binili nila at the same price na binili nila. Kailangan merong patong para yun yung magsisilbing kikitain nila in the operation ng kanilang business. Ang examples nito, we have bookstores, groceries, drugstores, mga sari-sari store, ganyan. Okay? Yung second is manufacturing. Dito naman, merong involved na raw materials na tinatawag. Kumbaga ito yung base materials or ingredients or in other terms, much appropriate term yung raw materials nga na tinatawag. Tapos, merong process sila na pagdadaanan, yung tinatawag natin manufacturing process. Pwedeng dumaan sila sa machineries or sa kamay ng mga tao, di ba, mag-a-assemble, magpipintura, or kung ano man. Tapos, i-turn sila or i-convert sila into a finished product. Tapos, yung finished product, yun yung ibebenta naman nila at a price higher than the cost of producing them. Okay? O yung tinatawag natin na cost of production. Siyempre, yung pambili ng raw materials, pambayad dun sa mga taong involved sa production, di ba, mga factory workers, or machine operators, or kung ano man, yung basta yung mga taong involved sa factory. And then, syempre, andun din yung mga overhead na tinatawag, di ba, yung kuryente, yung maintenance ng building, maintenance ng, what do you call this? Maintenance ng mga machineries, equipment na gamit sa production process, okay? So, lahat ng cost involved dun sa pagpaproduce, pagmamanufacture ng product. So, yun ay kailangang i-account. Tapos, i-ensure na yung price na ibibigay or ilalagay para dun sa product, pag ibebenta na sila sa mga customers or outside businesses, kailangan ay mas mataas yung price na ibibigay compared dun sa cost of production. Okay, example nito ay mga publishing companies natin, manufacturers ng grocery products, diba, mga canned goods or mga instant noodles or instant coffees, ayan, mga manufacturers din ng mga gamot. Okay, so yan, sa mga gamot, di ba, siguro may ingredients nila, mga, I don't know, do you call them chemicals or do you call them minerals, di ba, mga ganon. So, yun yung ginagamit nila for them to be able to manufacture yung mga gamot natin. Okay? Lastly, we have servicing. So, dito ang involved lang ay pagre-render ng service para sa kapalit ay fee or yung professional fee na tinatawag or talent fee or kung ano man, which is higher than the cost of the services rendered. Examples nito, parlors, educational institutions, banks, movie houses, okay, etc. Okay? Or kasama din dito yung mga accountants, lawyers, doctors, ganyan. Okay? Mga engineers, architects, okay? So, di ba, kunwari, sa parlors or educational institutions the service is education. So, di ba ang cost doon na involved? One of the cost would be yung binabayad sa mga teachers. And then, syempre, for them to profit or for them to be able to cover yung mga other expenses ng educational institution or ng school or college or university. So, medyo may konti silang markup din or patong or kailangan yung fee na i-charge nila sa students is medyo higher ng konti compared dun sa kanilang cost. Okay? So, yun naman yung situation when it comes to service companies, okay, or servicing companies. Then, we have yung forms of businesses natin. So, simulan natin with sole proprietorship. So, kapag sole proprietorship, syempre, ang may-ari ng business ay isang tao lang. Okay, isang individual lang. And then, of course, characteristics nito, bukod dun sa isa lang ang owner. So, yung meron tayong tinatawag na unlimited liability. Okay, so, di ba, although meron tayong accounting entity concept na yung personal assets ng may-ari, nakahiwalay siya sa assets ng businesses. Okay? Pero, pag nagkaroon ng problema yung, what do you call this? Yung business, di ba, nangutang yung business, tapos nalugi, yung owner, meron siyang obligasyon na bayaran, yung punan, yung utang, bayaran yung utang ng businesses kapag hindi kinaya ng business yung pagbabayad ng utang. Let's say, naubusan na ng cash, or hindi na hindi na kumikita yung business, pero meron silang outstanding na utang, meron pang babayaran. So, yung owner, parang obligado siya na bayaran yung utang na yon. Kasi, una sa lahat, sole proprietor, siya yung may-ari ng business. Okay? So, kumbaga, kasi naka-attach yung pangalan niya dun sa business. So, although separate yung personal saka yung business assets, in a way, madali kasing i-trace or malaman kung sino yung may-ari ng business kapag siya ay sole proprietor. In case ng liability or yung with regards sa utang, hindi madaling paghiwalayan yung obligasyon. Okay? And then, yung owner, since nag-iisa lang siya, so yung pagmamanage ng business, solo lang siya na decision maker. Kung ano yung mapag-desisyonan niya, so ano man yung mangyari, good or bad man, siya yung mag-shoulder ng responsibility. Siya rin naman yung magbe-bear ng risk. So, kung hindi maging maganda, edi, tawag dito? Sisihin niya yung sarili niya kasi siya naman yung nag-decision. Or, kung maayos yung naging result, kumita yung business, edi, solo niya rin yung rewards, yung profit. Siya yung mag-enjoy ng profits ng business. Okay? And then, yung second natin, we have partnership. So, ang owners dito ay 2 or more. Okay? Pagdating dun sa more, actually wala siyang limit, pero for convenience or in a normal setting, hindi siya lalampas ng, let's say, mga 5 or more than that. Kasi kumbaga mahirap ang pag-account ng capital. Actually, it could be more than that. Kasi 2 or more naman yung definition niya. Pero for convenience nga ng recording, and para na rin sa mas madali yung management ng company. So, let's say mga hanggang 5 yung normal or yung usual number of partners in a partnership. Okay, so characteristics nito, so yun na nga, 2 or more owners, ang tawag sa kanila ay partners. Tapos, pagdating sa liability or utang, ganun din, unlimited liability. Okay, so kapag nalugi yung business, merong utang na kailangan bayaran, wala nang cash or asset yung business. So, itong mga partners, pwede silang habulin ng mga pinagkakautangan nila para sila yung magbayad ng utang. Okay? Unlimited liability. Pero meron pa itong sa discussion natin ng partnership, so meron pang classification ng partners. Merong general partners, sila yung merong unlimited liability. And then meron tayong tinatawag na limited partners in such that merong agreement between the partners na hindi siya, pag nagkaroon ng ganito, utang yung business na kailangang bayaran, hindi siya magiging obligated to pay. Okay? Within their agreements lang, as partners. Pero as far as the creditors are concerned, yung mga pinagkakautangan nila, meron pa rin, lahat ng partners kailangan ay mag-shoulder nung liability. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka-bottom line. Unlimited liability as far as the creditors are concerned. Yung pinagkakautangan, lahat ng partners ay pwede nilang habulin para magbayad nitong utang na yon. Okay? And then yung third characteristic niya, there is a managing partner na tinatawag. Siya yung nag-execute ng mga business decisions base na rin dun sa mga napag-usapan ng partners. Okay? So, let's say nagkaroon ng meeting, yung mga partners. Okay, sinong gagawin nating managing partner? Sino yung magde-decide ng mga ganitong bagay, sa operations, ganyan. Tapos, meron din silang agreement. Let's say, pagbibili ng PPE, let's say, bibili ng delivery vehicle or ng building or ng machinery na medyo malaki yung halaga, let's say, meron silang agreement na kailangang mag-meeting ng lahat ng partners para mag-desisyon. Kung, let's say, yung supplier ang kukunin, magkano yung amount na pwede nating gastusin for this project or kung ano man. So, yun, meron silang agreement dapat. And kung sino man yung mapili na managing partner, edi kailangan i-respect yung agreement na yun. Okay? Merong certain decisions, let's say yung mga medyo mababang level lang, let's say sinong supplier ng inventories, ganyan, or depende na dun sa kanyang magiging judgment, professional judgment, diba, kung ano yung magiging decisions niya in that case. Okay? Hindi lahat, kumbaga as a managing partner, meron kang some sort of freedom na mag-decide for the benefit of the business. Kasi kaya ikaw rin naman yung nilagay doon na managing partner kasi pinagkakatiwalaan ka ng other partners mo. Okay? So, yan. And then next, we have corporation. Dito naman, ang business, ang capital dito ay naka-divide into shares na tinatawag or yung stock natin. Tapos, pwede siyang, ang may-ari ay pwedeng maraming tao. Na ang tawag natin dito ay shareholders or stockholders. Sa simula ng corporation, pag magre-register ng corporation, ang required na incorporators, yung magpapasimula ng corporation, is 5 to 15 people. At least 5, tapos not more than 15. Sa simula lang naman. Tapos, after ma-register yung corporation, so yun, pwede silang mag-raise ng capital kasi diba yung capital is yung pagmumulan ng resource ng company, ng asset. So, pwede nila yung i-allok sa mga kamag-anak nila or friends, sali kayo dun sa business namin, lagay kayo ng capital, mag-invest kayo dun sa aming business, ganyan. So, yung share or yung stock, kung ba yun yung ownership, magiging siyang part owner ng business, na in the form of a corporation. Okay? Sa ngayon, I don't know if still existing to, banggitin ko lang. Pero, gawa natin siya ng separate video kasi exclusive. Meron na daw kasi ngayong tinatawag na corporation sole, which can be owned and registered by a single individual. Kaso medyo may mga requirements din, syempre. Okay, so segue lang yon. Balik tayo sa corporation. So, characteristics ng corporation, we have unlimited number of owners called shareholders. Normally, para to dun sa mga publicly listed na companies, yung tinitrade sa stock exchange, kasi may mga requirements din, nare-regulate yan ng SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. And then, we have the PSE, Philippine Stock Exchange. Sila yung namamahala kung paano yung pag-acquire ng general public ng stock or shares na itong mga businesses na to. Kapag less than 20, yung shareholders ng isang company, isang corporation, hindi pa siya considered as public company. So, okay lang kahit hindi sila listed. Pero kapag more than 20, and especially kung, what do you call this? Not necessarily naman, 20. Pero, yun yung nabasa ko before Kaya na kapag more than 20 na parang kinoconsider na siya as public. Kumbaga yung capital niya is parang nagre-raise na from the public kapag ganun. But para dun sa mga publicly listed talaga sa PSE, so meron kasi mga requirements to protect na rin yung interest ng general public para hindi sila ma-scam, para masiguro na yung companies na kasama dun ay legit at nag-ooperate talaga at maayos yung kanilang pamamahala kasi nga under sila ng SEC. So yun, minamanage sila, And then, if you would, if ma-experience mo na yun, yung pagbili ng stock in the stock exchange, marami talaga yung number of shareholders ng mga companies. Hundreds, thousands, merong iba siguro inabot ng millions din, especially yung maliliit lang yung value ng shares, stock market price, okay? So yun, unlimited ang number of owners or yung shareholders na tinatawag. And then second characteristic niya, limited liability. Okay, unlike nung sole proprietor saka partnership, 'di ba? Unlimited liability. Pag naubusan ng cash or resource yung business, pwedeng habulin yung respective owners, yung sole proprietor o di kaya yung partners. Pero dito sa corporation, limited liability. Kasi sobrang dami ng mga owners mo, di ba? So, kung ano lang yung kinontribute nila sa business, yun lang yung pwedeng gamitin ng business to pay off yung kanilang mga pagkakautang. Pag kinulang sila, hindi nila yung mga pinagkakautangan nila, creditors nila, hindi pwedeng habulan yung individual share owners. Kasi as far as they are concerned, yung ownership nila is limited lang dun sa shares na binili nila. Okay? Hindi pwede silang habulan and then yung kanilang personal assets, papambayad, hindi pwede. Okay? So, yun yung limited liability. Yun yung normally kagandahan nitong corporation compared dun sa sole and partnership. Okay? And then, management. Management is vested in the board of directors. So, mga corporation, meron silang tinatawag na board of directors. Merong chairman or president, and then vice president, secretary, treasurer, auditor, and then members of the board of directors. Okay? Members of the board, sorry. You have the board of directors and then I have the members. Okay, and then sila naman, ina-elect sila ng shareholders. Annually, meron tinatawag na shareholders meeting. Required ito ng SEC for all corporations na at least once a year nagkakaroon ng shareholders meeting. Para mag-report, ano bang nangyari sa business, may balak ba yung business na mag-declare ng dividends or, some sort of parang interest dun sa kanilang investment. Ang tawag ay dividends, okay? And then, ano yung balak ng company in the coming years? Mag-expand ba or kung ano man? Ganyan. And then, syempre, reporting, kumita ba, nalugi, or ganyan. Okay, so, and then, of course, yung election ng board of directors. Okay, yun yung mga ginagawa sa shareholders meeting. Tapos yung board of directors, kumbaga, pag na-elect sila, edi sila na yung bahala sa mga decisions ng company. And the reason naman, di ba, parang kaya kayo binote dyan, kaya kayo in-elect dun sa position is para na rin, kasi pinagkakatiwalaan kayo ng mga tao. So, yun. And so, sila na yung bahalang for the decision-making process. Although, again, meron ding stipulation na depending on certain decisions, yung mga major decisions, kailangan ay involve ang shareholders. Tapos, merong, what do you call this? Required number of votes para matuloy yung isang project, yung isang supposedly ay decision. Okay. Yun, discuss yun normally ay sa business law under ng corporation. Okay. So, medyo marami yung conditions, pero, overview lang, with regards to the management ng corporation. Okay, lastly, we have cooperative. So, business siya whose capital is owned by several people din, pero ang tawag natin sa kanila ay members, hindi shareholders. Kasi wala silang shares. Ang primary objective ng cooperative is parang cooperation between members. Tapos, sila rin yung magsusupport sa activities ng business. Okay? If you've heard mga different types of co-ops, merong credit co-op. So, let's say may mga members, maraming members. Magko-contribute sila ng halos same amount, actually. Pwedeng unequal amounts, okay? Pero most of the time, equal amounts. Let's say, take 5,000 sila, nang ilalagay doon. Tapos yun yung magiging capital resource ng cooperative. And then, let's say, ang kanilang main purpose is credit. Okay? Nagpapautang sa mga members na may pangangailangan. Okay? So, yun. Kung sino yung members na may pangangailangan, pwede silang umutang doon. Let's say 10,000, 15, 20. Tapos syempre may interest yon, kasi doon yun yung magiging kita ng cooperative. And then normally exclusive yung service sa members. Pag credit cooperative, normally members lang ang pwedeng mangutang. Okay? Pero kung yan ay, let's say, store, grocery, so aside from the members, syempre, other people can also buy groceries from them. Pero most of the time, mga members, kailangan supportahan yung business, so get your groceries from the cooperative. Okay? Co-op ang tawag, short for cooperative. Okay, so characteristics nito, unlimited number of owners called members. Normally, merong criteria, pero walang limitation actually on the number. Let's say, employees of a certain company. Ayan, pwede silang magtayo ng co-op. Or employees in a certain municipality or a certain town. Or employees, or let's say residents of a certain subdivision, ganyan. Mga homeowners association, it's a type of cooperative, Ayan, and then second characteristic niya, limited liability din. So, ayan. So, kapag merong utang yung cooperative, hindi mabayaran, hindi pwedeng habulin yung mga individual members. Kung magkano lang yung na-contribute nila, yun nga, let's say yung 5,000, so hanggang dun lang. Hindi sila pwedeng hingan pa ng mas malaki doon kung if they are not willing. Kasi yun lang yung required contribution. Okay? If they want to contribute more than that, edi kung magkano yung na-contribute nila, hanggang doon din lang yung pwedeng makuha sa kanila. Okay? Hindi sila pwedeng habulin ng mga creditors. And then we have management is vested in the board of directors din, ang tawag. Okay? Normally, kapag for-profit ang isang business, ang tawag natin sa management ay board of directors. With regards to cooperatives and corporation, board of directors. Okay, sa cooperative, yung mga members, nagbo-vote din sila. Anong difference nito? Yung sa corporation, kung depende siya sa number of stocks na hawak mo. Okay? Kung 10 yung stocks na hawak mo, ang vote count mo is 10 din. Okay? Kung yung isang shareholder, ang number of shares niya ay 100,000, ay di ang count ng vote niya ay 100,000 din. Dito sa cooperative, isang member, isang vote lang. Okay? So, yun yung difference nila. One of the differences. Okay? And then, kapag naman ang isang business, corporation, cooperative, ay non-profit, okay, not for profit siya, non-stock, non-profit, instead of board of directors, ang tawag sa kanila ay board of trustees. Kasi non-profit yung objective. So, most of the time, they do not get anything from serving in the business, in the non-profit organization. Okay, so they are called board of trustees. Parang pinagkatiwalaan. Stewardship lang sila, no? Steward, okay, nung resources, no? Organization. Okay? So, yun. What else pa ba? Pagdating dun sa forms of businesses, so, partnership, corporation, and cooperative, depende sa'yo kung ano yung gusto mong type of ownership. If you want to have the responsibility, gusto mo ikaw yung gagawa ng decisions, then you can go for sole proprietorship. If gusto mo, meron kang kasama, gusto mo, meron kang, ka-partner na somehow you will brainstorm ideas with him or with her. Tapos, tulong kayo, contribute kayo ng sarili-sarili nyong talents or expertise sa business. Then, you can go for partnership. And then, if most likely, ang gusto mo lang is mag-invest ng pera, tapos hayaan mo na yung iba na mag-manage, then you can go for corporation or cooperative as an investor. Pero if business owner, so depende sa'yo. Depende rin kung ano yung, what do you call this? Extent ng involvement mo dun sa operation ng business. Okay, with regards naman dun sa kinds of business, servicing, merchandising, manufacturing, Di more on, depending on the feasibility din, saka yung interest mo on what type of business do you want to go into. So, depende rin kasi, syempre, pinaka-simple yung service. If you have the talent or skills na pwede mong i-offer to the people, so you can go for servicing. And then, kung gusto mo ng medyo mas madali lang, trading, di ba? Bibilin mo na lang yung product, tapos same product, yun din yung ibebenta mo. You can go for trading. And much pinaka-complicated dito would be yung manufacturing kasi merong process pa na isi-set up. You have to have the warehouse, the factory, para doon gagawin yung manufacturing process. And syempre, medyo complicated in regards to computation and accounting. So, aside from the actual manufacturing process, so medyo complicated manufacturing. Pero in a way, large scale kasi ang manufacturing. So, when you go into manufacturing, it involves the production of many products. So, capital-wise, medyo malaki rin ang pangangailangan, ang kakailanganin na capital. So, ayun. But in case naman ng, economic contribution, syempre, you will need more people. So, marami ka mabibigyan ng trabaho, employment-wise. Ayan. So, there are pros and cons, and depending on what you want to do with your, with your life, or with ano bang advocacies mo sa buhay, and how would you like to contribute to the community. So I guess that's it for this video, kinds of business and forms of business. So that's it. Thanks and bye.